gotta watch. Amen. Amen. I just three, I don't do sleep. Yeah, tryna see, UV. Yeah, we gon' fall through, coming through deep. Amen. Amen. Yeah, packed it from the south, moved it to the west. Iced the logo on the cross, threw it on my neck. Yeah, when I rep the set, gotta stay blessed. Yeah. Amen. Amen. People tryna say I'm on the enemy. Got a code with my dogs, can't get in between.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. Today's game will feature a team that loves getting it done through the air. The Cowboys are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Pats, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, the Cowboys introduced to this gigantic crowd, and as usual, it was old number 88, Dez Bryant, that got the folks going the loudest. His guys are set to go head-to-head with the New England Patriots. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by Dak Prescott, the 135th pick of the draft back in 2016 from Mississippi State.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
They go play action here on first down. Tough to bring Bryant down. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
First down, Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Here's Prescott. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
Malcolm Butler burst on the scene in Super Bowl 49 with his iconic interception of Russell Wilson to seal the deal for New England. What it underscored, his ability to understand what offenses are trying to do, put himself in the proper spot. That's something he's done throughout his career.
They go to Elliott again. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up, because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So on 4th down, Jason Garrett sends in his field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. But just barely picking up the first down. I guess hindsight's 20/20. The fake worked, but not by much.
Luckily, the 20/20 kicked in, right? Because it was that close to it not being a very good call. I mean, I was holding my breath up here to see if they actually got it. And at first glance, I didn't think they did.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Now Elliott. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs. And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Stephen Hauschko for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Spins past it. So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They're led out by a man who started more Super Bowls than anyone in NFL history, the great Tom Brady. I can't help but admire the career Tom Brady has had. The numbers are off the charts. The Super Bowl championships and rings, we know that they are incredible. But how about the durability? Had one season that he missed, most of that season because of a knee injury. The rest of the time, he answers the bell and wills his team to victory more times than not.
On first down, Brady. And it's complete to Mitchell. Oh, and now he bowls him over. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So those are the numbers for Gronk in last week's outing. 4 catches, 64 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Brady now on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have no crystal ball up here. I can't truly see into the future. But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit and do something with the receivers, change up their timing, they're going to get shredded as we've seen so far. Right now, they're off to a blazing start.
Yeah, and you are right. He looks way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a pillow back there for him, all right? As a defensive guy, they've got to dump him on his backside a few times, shake things up.
Yeah, they're going to need an in-drive adjustment here on this first series. And before they can get settled in here, time expires. on the first quarter of action. It's a close game here early on. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Brady to throw again. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit right at the 45. Brady to Gronkowski. Cover athlete to cover athlete for a Patriot first down. Throwing on first down is Brady. And that'll be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks around the 37. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Brady now on first down. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
A gain of 7 that time, second and goal.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. On play action, now Brady. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Anthony Hitchens. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team, helps them start their comeback.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Uses the stiff arm. And out now come the Cowboys. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Prescott from the gun. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still, no yardage. Okay.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're...
And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So the Patriots gearing up to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Waiting to throw on 2nd down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Throwing is Brady on third down. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Fresh set of downs here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On first down, Brady. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Malcolm Mitchell out of the University of Georgia was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Brady going to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. New England on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Again, they'll throw with Brady. He's letting it fly for... Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 25 yards out. And Gostkowski's kick is good. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports halftime report. Both the Cowboys and the Patriots are not doing much on the ground, and it's easy to see why that would play into this low-scoring game. We'll have to see if either team gets it going on the ground in the second half. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Cowboys with the ball late in the first. Prescott is going to cruise off the right side, and he'd come off the 11th-play drive with a TD. First and 10, it's Brady with the completion over the middle, and he ends up at the 9-yard line before he stopped on the play. But they end up coming away with just 3 on the drive.
All right, thank you, Larry. Plenty of intrigue to come. A 1-point game as we get set for half 2. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. throwing on first down. Brady, and he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Demarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
On the ground, this is Williams. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. New England on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. The play clock's running down. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Wide open, Gronkowski. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
From midfield, here's Brady. He'll rifle this one deep right side. A swing pass caught. A big play there for New England. 48 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Play clock winding down.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still 1st down.
The offense operating inside the 10 at the 8 here. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Brady. Shelling through the defense. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And the D looking like they may blitz. Now Brady again. And he fires one incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 3rd and short.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Again, it's Brady. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, Brady will yield to Gostkowski for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. So all 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
And all these field goals are great, but it's touchdowns that win games for you in the NFL. So you just wonder if settling for 3 on some of these drives is going to come back to haunt him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A check of the scoreboard there in the 3rd in Baltimore. The Jets have just scored, so they've taken the lead in that ball game. Alex Collins, a couple of touchdowns on the ground thus far. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Tyrone Crawford able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. That is caught inside the 5. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
A big spot now for Stephen Gostkowski. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. A nice little juke. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's not like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of the guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. A second down throw for Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Edelman set to return. And now running right through it. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Patriots take over. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of...
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Demarcus Lawrence in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To throw on second down. Brady. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. To throw is Brady. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Ryan Allen now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Room here to run. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Patriots. There he goes left side. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
A first down throw for Prescott. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2nd down, Prescott. Completes it to the rookie from North Carolina, Ryan Switzer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down, Prescott. He's got his man on the crossing route. A gain of 6 there on first. Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set. Prescott yet again. And some space here. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 2nd down following the run. They'll hand it off now. Williams. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. New England on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. They give it to Williams, running right. Shifts by him. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Williams. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. On second down, Williams. And some room to roam now. And he'll be knocked down sideways. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for New England, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the Washington Redskins. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.